This is a super advanced Chinese factory, but there's something really strange about it. It doesn't work like the others. And that's because this factory runs completely in the dark. No lights, no heating, no people. These are called dark factories. They're massive warehouses full of machines working 24/7 in pitch black. It's pretty wild. Now these dark factories are being built all over China, and they use advanced robotics and AI systems to control everything, from assembly to packaging. The machines are using infrared, LiDAR, and machine vision, so they literally can see in the dark. And these automated factories are super efficient. This one by Xiaomi has 0 employees and is producing a new phone every 3 seconds. That's 27,000 phones per day. But here's where it gets nuts. China's doing so much automation, they used over half of all the industrial robots in the world last year. That's more than the US and Japan combined. And the crazy part is, it's not just factories. China has ghost shipping ports, automated bridge builders, they even have rice farms that are now being fully automated. And soon, China's entire infrastructure is going to be fully built by AI robots.
Well, first of all, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Joe. I talk everything about geopolitics and macroeconomics. And in today's video, I wanna be expanding on a video that I have already made. It is about AI and robots replacing human beings in the workforce. It is videos that I have done just a few days ago. But there are still a little bit of, there are a few things that I want to go over with you, with all of you guys. But before we go any further, please allow me to ask you for a little favor. Just a tiny little favor. Guys, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. It truly helps the algorithm, and most importantly, it helps the channel grow. So please make sure to do that. Also, make sure to check out my blog. It is unique, amazing, and everything you ever wanted. It's truly, truly great. So make sure to check it out, guys. It's truly great. I cannot stress enough how amazing the blog is. It's really fun. I have a really fun time writing it, so make sure to check it out. And yeah, don't go anywhere. At the end, I have a big, huge, beautiful announcement to make. Big, furry announcement to make.
Thank you for coming out here into the wilderness. And thank you for having me on your podcast.
So don't go anywhere, guys. And without any further delays, let's go straight into the video. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Now, as we all know, there's been a huge push from the corporate America to shift all of the manufacturing jobs in the 90s into developing countries, for example, like China. And by the early 2000s and later 2000s, a lot and most of the jobs have, especially the manufacturing sector, has already left into the China. And ever since then, Chinese and China as a country has been the #1 manufacturer of the entire world. And yeah, ever since then, the corporate has already been pushing for more and more innovation. And so right now we are seeing that a lot of this innovation that over the decades we have been pushing for, the corporate America has been pushing for, is being implemented. A lot of the robotics has been replacing Chinese workers. Chinese workers in the manufacturing sector has been slowly but surely replaced by robots. Now, one thing that we have to mention is that there have been a lot of ethical concerns when it comes to jobs in China. For example, a lot of reports has suggested that Chinese had been using child labor in their manufacturing jobs and in their manufacturing sector. They have also had put up a safety nets around their factories because people were committing suicides in a extremely high rate. the Chinese have been notorious for slave labor, for inhumane conditions, for truly horrific conditions that people had to work with. And so one of the silver linings that I just want to highlight is truly the ethical question, because with the robots in these manufacturing jobs, at least one thing that is good, one thing that is for the better, is that there will be no more exploitation of these people. That is one definitely true highlight that we can all agree upon. Obviously, one bad thing, one definitely huge downside is that there will be huge job loss. There will be a huge job loss in China and in other developing countries. A lot of the textile has been shifted to Vietnam and other countries in Asia that have been even cheaper than China. And eventually a lot of these jobs will be replaced by robots as well. And this will obviously have a bit of a unwanted consequences. There will be a lot of job loss in these regions. I just want to point out that there is a lot of scare and a lot of fear in the Western countries that there will also be a lot of job loss. But one thing that I want to highlight is that a lot of the jobs in Western countries have been highly skilled, high expertise needed, and if not, a lot of the jobs that are remaining in Western countries are mostly service-oriented jobs, and so it is very unlikely that there will be as big of a job loss in Western countries as there will be, honestly, quite a huge and bigger job loss in the developing countries like Vietnam and China. There will see much bigger impact on the job market due to the robotics. And so if you are concerned about your job, obviously there is definitely going to be downsizing, but most of the downsizing that we saw and we see today is because of the underlying economics. That is a short-term downsizing. That is because we are most likely heading into a recognizable recession. We have been in what I have called, ever since the lockdowns, ever since the pandemic, ever since the businesses completely shut down, we have been what I've called a silent depression. But now we are heading in something what's called, something easily recognizable, something similar to 2008, something like a recession, traditional recession. And so, with this being said, the job loss that is right now happening, the downsizing in tech sector, in Microsoft and others, this is due to the weak economics. It is not necessarily due to robotics or AI. That is mainly just an excuse. But a lot of the job loss in Western countries is driven due to the short-term economic outlook, due to the weak short-term economics. Now, I really want to stress out in this video that there is a huge amount of talk how everything's going to change and how there will be no jobs whatsoever, and there is a lot of doomsday like videos out there talking about how everybody's going to be replaced by robots and everybody's going to be replaced by AI. But I just want to say the technology is definitely impressive, but it has its own limitations. There are definitely limitations, and there will always be jobs, and there will always be something to do. Also, one of the things that I want to mention is that if you are having a hard time finding a job in this frozen job market that I have talked about many times on this channel, definitely one thing that you might want to try is definitely finding a hobby that could be turned into a business, especially if you could practice and strengthen your skills in this hobby without using any capital, without borrowing any money. Definitely, this is a great opportunity to do so. If you have ever had a dream to start a certain business, definitely time to try right now would be great. Especially if it doesn't need a prior capital. That is I cannot stress enough how you should definitely. There is a huge amounts of free content and free courses on YouTube. You don't have to pay for anything. If you want to learn new hobby, definitely try to do it without as much money as possible, meaning least amount of money. The least amount of money that you can. Try to do it without prior capital, because money is going to be tight in the upcoming years. There's going to be a lot of tightening. If we are going into a deflationary period, there is definitely going to be a lack of money in general. Around the entire society, there is going to be lack of money. And so doing your hobby and business without money, without prior capital, without needing to invest into this capital, without needing to invest into this business, that is a great idea. I cannot stress enough how important it is to do without money right now. And with that being said, I have a huge, gargantuous announcement to make. One of our investigative journalists, Poppy Gloria, has been able to secure an interview with a Bigfoot. With a real life-sized Bigfoot. So make sure to watch out for this video on my channel. It's going to be amazing. You really don't want to miss out on it. Also, make sure to smash that like button, make sure to smash that subscribe button, check out the video here, check out the video there, and everywhere, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye bye. Bye bye.